hear us. Uh-oh. What up, Trey? I'm going in. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 27 of the Village Legends podcast. We're back once again. Sess, C Flash. Shout out to DJ Milk for the beats to bring us in. We got a lot to talk about. Episode 27. There have been some great 27s, maybe the best of all time. Mike Trout, possibly. Steve Atwater, great number 27, Hall of Famer in the NFL. Vladdy Sr. and Jr., War number 27, shout out to them. Future Hall of Famers for Junior, probably. Jose Altuve, Juan Marichal, and Giancarlo Stanton, who we'll bring up a little bit later. Giancarlo Stanton, 453 career home runs. Will he make the Hall of Fame? We're going to talk about it later, my brother. A lot more stuff to cover in the sports world. We're going to take you all around, starting with the college game, if I'm not mistaken. Right, my brother? Take it away, C Flash.
Hello. Welcome back. So excited to be here again, and I hope everyone had a great week. And let's get to it real quick. We're gonna start off with the NCAA football and get into that real fast. There was some, of course, every weekend until all into January. We're going to, talk about the hot topics with football, college, NFL. And right now we're going to get right into it. Like I said, big game that happened over the past weekend that everybody's talking about was Texas A&M making history, coming back from 28 points down to South Carolina. Legit. This is the number 3 team in the country, folks. Number 3 team in the country. And they at first they stank the bed. Second half, they came back firing out. I remember seeing the coach, have an interview, and he didn't even want to talk too much. It was like a quick, I'd say 12-second interview. And he just said he said 2 things and 3 things, and he got right to the locker room. That's how mad he was. No. The coach also is getting a 6-year extension for Texas A&M. They just recently signed a 6-year extension for him as well. But the topic is in one of the plays during the game as well, where South Carolina had scored a touchdown. It was like a slant or whatever it was to the receiver. I believe it was a quick slant where he broke a couple of tackles and took off, and that was wide receiver Nick Harper, and broke all the way for a touchdown, as if like it's taking it back to the Bo Jackson days when Bo Jackson broke free as a Raider. And Bo talked about it. He said sometimes he'd go so fast that he wouldn't be able to stop. He had to keep running, and go into a jog mode to slow himself down. That's what happened with the young fella, and ended up bumping into a state trooper. Now, when you go to any football stadiums, folks, just so you know, there's officials, which are state troopers that are there to make sure things are safe on the field. And again, this was a college player on scholarship who was playing in the game as he was coming back from the tunnel because, he felt a little something. That's what I was assuming. He might have felt a little twinge in his leg because he was running so fast. He accidentally bumped into the trooper, where the trooper gave a point at the young boy in an aggressive way. He was later relieved of his duties, the trooper. I don't have his name at this point, but it was at the Texas A&M Stadium. And
that's crazy.
They had to send him home because of the situation. Again, I don't want to make this too much of a big topic, but it was just something that I had to talk about. Congrats to Texas A&M keeping their number 3 ranking.
Mm-hmm.
I think the country has been put on alert now because when you come down, I watched some of that game and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was literally like 30-3 at one point.
Crazy.
And they came back and stormed back and won the game 31-30. That's a great sign of saying, don't you ever give up. Don't you ever give up.
Yep.
I want to also talk about the state of, again, the college coaches this year. There's been 9 college coaches that have been fired from their respected universities. And again, it wasn't the best fit for them from the athletic director or the presidents of the school. They decided to part ways and go in a different direction. Again, I've talked about it in past episodes that the pressure to be a college coach is real. I feel for them because you're moving your families. You know, you're in a community now where you have to readjust to get to know a community.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. So, you know, imagine going home to tell your spouse that, hey, I just been fired. And, you know, you just had the kids in school for just that 1 year when they gave you a 3-year contract. That's rough to endure. And so Mike, I'm going to go jump again. I'm going to continue jumping into it. The University of Maryland's football coach, Mike Locksley, has been told he will remain as the coach. His current record is 4-6. They went 4-8 last season. I know a lot of the Maryland Terrapins fan base is they might be ready for coach to go, and they should have the right to feel that way. And anybody that's a college football fan should feel the same way because, again, there's been 9 firings this year. Former Penn State coach that has been fired, James Franklin. He's been in talks with Virginia Tech for their head coaching job. They're also evaluating others as well for the position. And both Franklin and the former head coach of Virginia Tech, Brent Pay, was one of the 9 of this year that's been fired. I want to jump into all those that think I might have forgot, especially my family members alike. Top 10, Ohio State. They're going to update again. They're going to update the top 25 by Tuesday.
Yeah.
There have been some upsets again, but as of right now, Ohio State is number 1. Indiana is number 2. Number 3 is Texas A&M. Georgia is number 4. Ole Miss is number 5. Oregon is number 6. Texas Tech is number 7. Oklahoma is number 8. Number 9 is Notre Dame. Number 10 is Alabama. 11 is BYU. And 12 is Vanderbilt. As of right now, that's where we stand. But by
Could
Tuesday,
change by Tuesday, right?
Yes, the CFP and the AP polls will change those rankings.
You see anything happening at the top? I mean, Ohio State probably still be number 1, I'm sure.
As expected, Ohio State is supposed to be playing right now, Indiana, for the Big Ten championship. Excuse me. And I want to be clear about that because I find it hard to get to just, speak about Ohio State, but this is our sports podcast, and I talk about all teams.
Go Buckeyes, baby.
Humbly, and excited because this is what I love.
Yes.
So, again, Tuesday we'll find out. At least we know that Ohio State is staying number 1.
Now, real quick, we talked about this before the show. I asked you think Indiana's for real? And you said yes. Yes. They're for real. You think they'll still be the number 2 team in the country on Tuesday?
I will say this. Indiana is for real this season. They have a Heisman Trophy candidate, which is Fernando Mendoza. who clearly could be, if I'm wrong, then I stand corrected. He might be the first Latino male to win the Heisman Trophy in college Division I-A history. And again, I could be wrong by that, but that's just from my assumption. And
they say Jim Plunkett was Latino. How's that? Look at that.
I thought Jim Plunkett was a Native American.
He was the first Latino player to win. Heisman.com says Jim Plunkett of
For
National
Stanford.
Hispanic Heritage Month. Look at that.
So Plunkett is number one.
Oh, his mother was Mexican. His father was half Mexican.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
So this will be number 2
Wow.
if he wins. And then you have J.N. What's the quarterback for Ohio State? The quarterback for Ohio State is who again? I would already know this type of stuff, but when it comes to
Julian Sayin.
Oh, okay. I thought it was J.N. Julian. My fault. He's another one that's another top 2 candidates up in the country to be announced for the Heisman Trophy this year. Good luck to those gentlemen. Here again, I'm a little disappointed in my Michigan. I felt that, we didn't play as physical as Northwestern did. There was a lot of mistakes that come from our star freshman. I call him all world, Bryce Underwood. He's only 18, so we have to understand that.
Be a little patient.
He's going to make those mistakes. And there was some injuries that I'm hoping that they'll heal when it comes to next Saturday. We need all those players.
Real quick, we got Miss QT3377 wants to know, is Coach Prime, is his job on the chopping block? Is it?
The way that Coach Prime is going through it, I believe they'll give him at least one more year
because of his off the field stuff that he's got going on.
Well, not even so much that. It's the fact that he's not producing wins. It's all about wins, folks. It's all about wins. And if we ain't winning, if that university's not winning, they're evaluating all of that. Trust and believe. The college universities today is like the NFL, except they have a whole lot more teams than the NFL. And the big time Division I, schools, they are evaluating because they have power, a lot of money vested in these coaches, and these coaches are making a lot of money now. We love Coach Prime, we do, but his teams they're not responding to his coaching as of right now.
3-7 as we stand. They lost a close one. A QT then chimes in. Michigan State had a great game. Yeah, I believe they won in overtime. Michigan State. Good job by them.
Oh, so Michigan State. Oh, they beat Penn State. They pulled it off. They pulled off a victory.
Oh no, Michigan State lost to Penn State.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, yeah.
Oh, Michigan State last week had a great game. Yeah, last week was the win, but Penn State beat them 28-10.
Okay,
sorry, not this week.
Yeah.
What else we got in the college football ranks, my brother?
We're going to talk about how Texas again, week to week, it's any given Saturday. It's just like the NFL, any given Sunday. Do not put all your eggs in a basket. Texas got destroyed. That was one of the upsets by Georgia. This can also change the whole top 25 outlook when teams like this lose. Texas is completely done. They're going to just be playing for a bowl game. So now they fall to 7-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Pop chimes in. He says, when Ohio State beats Michigan in 2 weeks, which I agree, do you think head coach Moore of Michigan will get fired? Will that be it for him?
That's an absolute negative. Negative.
We'll see what happens.
As of right now, Sharon Moore is doing a great job. There could be some. I feel with our defense, with the Michigan defense, our secondary needs to be better. We have a defensive coordinator who's very aggressive with blitzing. Okay, and He was like that when he was back in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, defensive coordinator for the Ravens and the Giants, which is Wink Martindale. And I want to go on record in saying that his style of defensive play calling is okay, but if you have a weak secondary, you're going to get torched every time, and that's what's going on. I see these teams are driving on us and throughout the air, and if you don't have the talent to cover these good receivers, we're going to struggle. And it doesn't also what also kills us is the fact that simple mistakes. So we got to be held accountable.
Notre Dame does look tough. Yeah, I like Notre Dame's team. Pop says Notre Dame looks tough. They do.
Notre Dame is looking real good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it for NCAA. Sess.
Keep it on the field of football, the pigskin. Take it to the NFL, my brother.
NFL. So with the NFL,
I know the Giants got their butt. Well, they didn't get their butts whooped. They lost by 7, but they didn't play well. That's to be expected.
We asked for prayers up to the Jets cornerback Chris Boyd, who is 29 years old. Right now, he's in critical condition, but he is stable after getting shot in the abdomen in Midtown New York at a restaurant early Sunday morning after 2 a.m. The restaurant was Say Less Restaurant on West 38th Street. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is still ongoing. We definitely send our prayers up to you, Chris. Not just the fact because you are a professional athlete, but the fact that you've been shot out there in them streets. New York is real, and a lot of these athletes are not from this area. So make no mistake about it. Be careful out in these streets, brother, especially over here. They don't care that you're an athlete. They will eat you up and spit you out. So we hoping that your health is getting better and that you'll continue your football career. Just be careful who you get into an argument with, because when you get into those arguments and quarrels with people, you never know. Even road rage.
Yeah, simple as that. I heard a crazy story the other day. I won't share it here, but it happens. You got to be careful out there.
Yeah.
Take the high road. Always take the high road.
Always take the high road. So again, with football, my top 5 power rankings. I know we have fans that are listening and our viewers are listening. So drum roll, please. Number 1. Today we're not doing my power 5. I'm doing power 6. I stand corrected. Power 6. Los Angeles Rams, number 1. Number 2, the Indianapolis Colts. Number 3, the New England Patriots. Number 4, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5 is, and I will throw on there, the Detroit Lions. And number 6 will be the Buffalo Bills.
Top 6. The top 6.
Yes. What are yours?
Not bad. I got the Patriots at the top of my rankings. They're 9-2. I got to give it to them. I got the Eagles at the second spot. They're playing those very same Lions tonight in a little while. I got the Rams at 3. Stafford has been just killing it. Colts at 4. And I got, Papa, love this. If the Chiefs win tonight, the Chiefs will take my number 5 spot. But if the Broncos beat them, the Broncos will be in the number 5 spot this week, my brother. Yeah. That's how I'm doing it. Because I believe the Chiefs, if they could win today, I think they're turning the ship around for real. And I think they're going to come strong from here on in. But they got to win today. They're up 19-16 right now as it stands. Mm-hmm. So, but if they lose, Broncos take that 5th spot, my brother.
Hold on.
What else we got?
Hold on.
Let's see. Yeah.
We have a special guest.
Oh.
You there? Okay, hold on, Leon. So we have a special guest today who is a Detroit Lions fan and a friend of mine's and a friend of Sess's, and he is a faithful of the Detroit Lions.
He's not just a Detroit Lion fan. He is the Detroit Lions fan.
Out of all friends in the area,
we don't know how it happened.
He is. I guess in my lifetime I've only known two, and actually three. That's three. So there was a mailman and two friends that I grew up with that are Lions fans, and he is one of them. So I want to give everybody a round of applause for our guest, Leon.
What up, Leon? Big Lee in the house.
Big Lee.
What's going on, fellas?
Good, brother. Good.
Tell us how you feeling today, my brother.
I am excited for this game, man. It is the biggest game of the year by far.
And who are the Lions playing tonight on prime time?
The Eagles.
Okay. The Philadelphia fly Eagles, or will they have a broken wing today? Eagles.
Nah, there's a lot of dissension between that team. So I don't know if they can get it together. They're putting up 10 points, 7 points. That's not enough. We're a powerhouse team.
Yes. I believe because of the hype around this game in the NFC, it's going to be a hell of a game today. And, I believe that also with the change that you guys made with your head coach, putting your offensive coordinator to the side, I believe that definitely your offense is going to strive a little bit more, better now. Do you agree?
So I want a little correction here. So John Morton is the guy, right? He's the offensive guy.
Okay.
However, so everybody had, Ben Johnson. He was on this pedestal, whatever. But Dan Campbell is the guy. Just let's remember that.
Okay.
Right. So Dan Campbell is just kind of setting the scene and saying, "This is what I want from my team," and then you take over. Right.
Yes.
He just showed this is the how we do it. This is the footprint. Go ahead and take it from there. So I think Dan Campbell knows what he's doing. He's going to end up with. He's going to have, the Bears. You could have 4 teams from the NFC North that make the actual playoffs. One of them being with Ben Johnson and then Dan Campbell. Okay. So he knows what he's doing.
Nice. QT chimes in and says, Eagles are not losing. Are you kidding me? What are y'all smoking? We got some detractors in the house, my brother. So, Leon, it sounds like you're happy with where your team is at this point in the season.
100%.
Nice.
I mean, we're a little behind schedule,
right?
From what we were, 15-2 last year.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, 26 injuries last year.
Oof.
26 people on defense, and we made it 15-2. So
correct.
I do want to call out that first game against the Packers that everybody keeps talking about.
Yeah.
It was 2 new coordinators. You had an offense coordinator, defense coordinator. Give us a second. Give us a second to get on track.
So you're now rolling into form. You got the Eagles tonight. What's your final prediction for tonight, my brother?
Lions are taking this. If the Eagles just can't put up the points that we can put up.
So give us a score. What are you thinking? Like a 27-15, 27-13 game, something like this?
35-17.
35-17.
I'm writing that down, Leon. Here we go.
35-17.
You got it,
and
my brother.
I'm going to go a little further, right? They're going to go the Eagles are going to come out early and often, going to AJ Brown, and we're going to pick it off.
Oh, okay.
Dan Campbell's prepared for this.
I'm gonna tell you something straight up, Lee. I agree that I believe the Lions are going to win. There is some disruption going on with that Eagles team. Right. I got to start with AJ Brown, but there might be more going on that a lot of people keep speculating about. And I just, I feel that there might be some type of distraction going on. And if there's a distraction on any NFL and inside any NFL locker room or team, it shows. it really does show. I feel that the Lions can take this game because you guys are just a really good team and you have everything in place. But the Eagles,
it's such a big game, right?
It's a big game.
We're following the Packers, right? The Packers, they played the Eagles last week. It was to what, 10-7? It was like nothing. So the Eagles can't put up points. Look at the powerhouse that we have on offense. Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, Laporta, I know he's hurt, but then you have J-Mo, unknown name of Isaac Tesla that will make, I think he'll make an impact tonight too as well.
Nice.
Yes. I agree.
All right. Awesome. Lee Trey chimes in. She says 27-24 Lions is going to be a close game. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Lee, you know you're my boy. I got to go with the Eagles tonight, my brother. 24-17, a close one. I think the Eagles will pull it out, but I'm rooting for you, though, my brother. I'm rooting for you.
We'll see, right? It's a big game. I mean, this is one of the biggest games of the year. Right?
Definitely. In prime
NFL
time.
In general.
Coach Campbell is a hell of a motivator, and I just can't go against him right now. So I'm gonna go with Lee. I think Detroit will win. I just don't know if it's gonna be 35-17. I think they will win tonight.
Write that number down.
I'm writing it down. 35-17. Oh, you both said the same number. Oh
No. I said
you said you don't know if it's going to be 35-17.
I don't know if it's going to be 35-17.
Yes.
But I am going with Lee on this and saying that basically I feel that the Detroit Lions will win tonight.
Nice.
We're going for it. I mean, we need this game. Otherwise, you drop in the standings a little bit. The Packers will be at number 1. Then we play the Packers in 2 weeks. Then you're just trying to play catch up. So Dan Campbell doesn't play like that. Just remember one thing, right, that people don't talk about. The Lions play with 4 downs. Every other team plays with 3. The Lions are going for it.
They're going for it, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
It's a good call, Lee. Leon, my brother, thank you so much for calling in, brother. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We'll check in with you again before the season's up. We'll see how the Lions are doing. And good luck tonight, brother.
Sweet.
Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, guys.
All right, brother. Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Nice. That's Big Lee checking in on the Village Legends podcast. From time to time, we'll have our boys on here to talk about their teams and their, their prospects and see how they're going and check in. And we're all knowledgeable. All the Village Legends got some knowledge. So, what else? Anything else in the NFL before we move on, my brother? It's good. By the way, good power ranking.
Yes,
yep.
I mean, listen, it's everybody's opinion, and also to the viewers again and the listeners, please, if you have your Power 5, post it up there. All right, in our comment section, please. That's what this is about.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people who love football, and if there's anything as far as pertaining to what we're talking about, let us know, please. That's what we're here for.
4 minutes left. Chiefs Broncos tied at 19. Let's see what happens there. Good game there.
No, there's a particular family member that I know that doesn't want to hear, my final thoughts on that, but I'm going with the Broncos.
All right, we'll check in about 4 minutes, my brother. Anything else in the NFL Week 11?
That's it. That's it for the NFL.
All right, bro. From there, we go to the square circle. Some boxing news to talk about, news and notes you want to cover?
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, here we go. So we had the long hype on the rematch between Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. And the rematch, the stadium was sold out. Chris Eubank Jr. came out with a white fur hooded robe next to 50 Cent, played about 3 jams all the way to the ringside. Conor Benn came out there, and again, both of their let's be clear with boxing, both their fathers fought each other back in the day, I believe at middleweight as well. So it was also part of the big time boxing hype.
Wow.
And this rematch, which was a non-title fight, Conor Benn got the best of Chris Eubank. They took it all the way down into the last round, which I believe was a 12-round fight. But Eubank Jr. got knocked down twice, which ultimately ended his fate. And with the scoring, Conor Benn won by unanimous decision, 119 to 107, 116 to 110, and 118 to 108. It was, again, a good fight, and the respect was for both of them. They hug each other and said, hey, hey, you got me.
Yep.
There's nothing else you can say. That's what we actually wish was like in the world today. Again, but we're not going to go there. Also, folks, the movie is out. It came out November 7th. We want to give some spotlight and flowers and some pay homage to the woman who was the pioneer to bring women's boxing to where it's at. The coal miner daughter, Christy Martin. Christy Salters Martin. There's a movie with a biopic out right now for her. In case you guys didn't know, Christy Martin was a professional women's boxer. Her record stands as 49-7-3 with 31 KOs. When I tell you that this little mama was vicious and she had some straight ferocity with her and heart, that was Christy Martin, straight out of West Virginia. There's a story with her biopic that a lot of you guys don't know. And the movie's out in theaters. And it's the Christy Martin story. Please, if you can, try to go out and rent the movie. Not rent it, but go see it if you can. Just look at the movie. There's, again, just because you're a boxer doesn't mean you are completely invincible and everybody is respecting you. And that even falls in with her husband as well, who was her trainer. You will definitely see some things that is jaw-dropping and pretty rough to look at. But please, to all boxing fans, don't look at it as, just be one-sided, that you look at boxing because of men. No. Women boxing is real and it exists. And Christy Martin is one. She's a Hall of Famer.
A pioneer.
And please go out and go check her out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything else in boxing? I got a couple boxing questions for you. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Some rumors in the rumor mill. We talked about this briefly. Mayweather versus Pacquiao. They're talking about doing it again. You interested or no? I'm not interested, by the way. I'll tell you straight up. I'm not interested. I don't want to see it. But many people do. They think Pacquiao now could beat him 11 years later. I mean, they're up there in age.
Well, I want to bring it to everybody's attention about how I feel about Pacquiao and Mayweather. I don't think the fight should happen again. I think it's over with. I believe that Manny Pacquiao had his opportunity to do what he needed to do in that fight. I remember it because, I had a house party for that fight. I had family members, I had friends, I had anybody you could think about that for that fight. I was annoyed with Floyd because if there's one fight for Floyd to really go out there and show his dominance and show his greatness, was that fight versus Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. He did not run. So everybody needs to stop saying he ran. Floyd does what he always does. He's a defensive genius. Mm-hmm. And he outboxed Manny Pacquiao. Floyd is a counterpuncher. And Manny Pacquiao fell into his trap. Mm-hmm. We do not want to see this fight again. Okay? I am their age. My man is that we are all in the same age group.
Allegedly. We
do not want to see the fight again. Manny Pacquiao obviously still holds on to getting a rematch with Floyd.
He wants it. He does want it.
And at the end of the day,
I get it. He's got pride.
Floyd is not going to allow you to do what you want to do. Manny has a history of fighting people 3 times.
Yeah.
And in that third fight, Juan Marquez.
Manuel Marquez.
Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? What was the outcome?
He was late. Didn't he have the gloves laced?
No.
Oh, that was prior to that. Yeah, go ahead. What did he do?
That's the other fighter. Oh my gosh.
Talk to him.
Marquez fought Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao went against the wishes of Freddie Roach and fought him for a third time. Manny Pacquiao got knocked out and dropped, so much so that Manny Pacquiao was still on the canvas until the credits came up. Do we really want to see something like that again?
That's messed up.
I don't see Floyd knocking out Manny Pacquiao, but you just never know.
You never know what could happen. We got a couple people chiming in. QT says, heck no. We got Vince, our boy Vince, who came on with us last time for the fight talk. He says, nah, Pacquiao Mayweather 2 is not worth it. It will be the same fight. That's what C Flash is saying. Exactly. Trey says definitely too late now, but let's go Pacquiao. Mayweather only ran in the ring. She sticks by that story.
Oh my gosh.
She sticks by it. Okay. Now bring you to another one. Another rumor mill. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. What do you think about that?
I definitely want to see that fight.
Yes.
I want to see that fight because that needs to happen.
Because
I believe, and I'm not going to say that I believe, I'm going to say it because I am going to say how I feel on this show. Jake Paul can't fight. It's all entertainment, folks.
Tell them how you feel.
So if I'm saying it and I'm offending you, so be it.
Oof.
I'm only giving you the reality. Jake Paul can only fight because it's either.
I thought you were gonna say bums.
It's either because it's planned, designed for him to win. But again,
or he's fighting bums.
Yes. Or they're not bums, but they're taking the money and running. It's all entertainment. It's scripted.
They asked Dana White about this, and Dana White said that would be a bad idea for Jake. He said, in not so many words, he said everybody will get what they wanted finally.
Correct.
Because he thinks that Joshua would knock Jake Paul out. For that reason alone, I want to see it. For that reason alone,
and it's a legitimate heavyweight. He's a legitimate heavyweight. Jake Paul will be in trouble if he fights Anthony Joshua.
We got All-Star Puppy Love checking in. Says Jake will rumor to fight him, but fight his grandfather. Yeah, hey, you never know, my brother. You never know. Joshua Sr. in the house. It's been already a year since Paul versus Tyson, as a matter of fact. Checking in from Vince. Yeah, it goes fast. The world goes fast, especially the fight world goes very fast.
Fight fans, ask yourself a question. Mike Tyson, regardless if he might be 60 or he is 60, do you really think that Mike would allow someone just punch on them and punch on him through a fight? That lets you know right there that anything that Jake Paul does is scripted. The great Mike Tyson, who's a street warrior first.
Legend in the streets.
Legend street warrior. And I'm sure there's some things that Mike don't even want to talk about that happened in them streets to this day. But we all know Mike Tyson's story. Mike Tyson was not the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul that night.
No, he was not.
So thank you. That's all I'm going to say.
We'll keep you posted on that. We'll see what happens. Anything else in the fight world, my brother?
I believe that might be it.
That might be it. So we'll take it from there. We'll take it to the court, to the hard court. We'll take it to the floor. We'll take it to the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Real quick, I'll tell you, my Knicks are 8-4. I'll tell you right off the bat, they're 8-4. 6-3 last week, 8-4 this week, so 2-1 for the week. Shout out to Landry Shamet, career high 36 points in the 140-132 win over the Heat, my brother. What else? I know there's some stuff some news in the NBA you want to talk about.
Just some updates on the NBA that I think everybody is, if anyone is not aware of, I'm going to bring it to your attention anyway. There's been an independent law firm hired by the NBA to request records from individuals and teams as part of an investigation to the illegal gambling allegations laid out in federal indictment. Key names are the Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and the coach, former NBA player Damon Jones. Again, we've talked about this in past episodes and also past segments, that this whole thing with the gambling in sports is going on a whole nother level. It's outside of what gambling is. These are players taking dives who have fixed the system now because they have figured out ways to cheat the system. But when you heard about the mafia being involved, I can't express that. That's just, don't let that be, a moment where you were naive. The mafia still exists, folks. And when it comes to stuff like this, let's be clear. There's a lot of people who will be damaged once they get their investigation and their conclusions, and it's all done with. There will be a lot of people damaged by these results, and
there's more news to come on this front. The gambling has just been it's going to be probably engulfed the whole season at somehow. We'll see who comes out where in that story, my brother. In other news, I'll give you a quick tidbit. LeBron James to return to practice on Monday. Full participant. The Lakers are 10-4 without LeBron James. Let's see how they do with LeBron James. What else, my brother?
I want to also jump in real quick and say again, star players.
Speaking of,
step your game up. Star players, step your game up. Can someone please explain to me how you just got back into the season, okay? And we have a star player that was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. And who's that player, says?
AD?
Yes.
Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis has been hurt since October 29th, if I'm not mistaken. And that was around the start of the season. AD, please explain to me why you're hurt when you just had a whole off season to recover. It's another part of what we're talking about. You guys are getting paid way too much money. We understand that stuff happens to athletes as well. They're human beings. But this is way too early. Way too early. Mm-hmm. Now you started to turn into my man from Philadelphia. Embiid. Should I say that? Or should I be respectful? Is that what our podcast is about? It's about respect? We're going to call it on how we see it. Enough is enough.
It's an interesting point. I was just reading before that there are teams willing to trade for Anthony Davis, even in his current state. But you know what they're asking him to do? Lose weight. So maybe his weight gain is affecting his body somehow.
Anyone who's ever seen AD, does he look like he's overweight to you?
That's what they're saying. Multiple teams are interested. This is a quote from Full Court Pass. Multiple teams are interested in trading for Davis, but those teams believe he needs to lose weight so he can be the mobile threat he usually is. Wow. We'll see if reevaluated in a week or two, I think they said, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. NBA heating up, my brother. Anything else with the National Basketball Association?
No.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging for episode 27. We're going to take real quick. We're going to review since last week. Major League Baseball has named its most valuable players. And Pop, if you're listening, shout out to Pop. He was right once again. Shohei Ohtani is the NL MVP. And Aaron Judge is the AL MVP.
He was only right about the AL MVP. We all agreed that Shohei was going to take the National League MVP.
He said it. I said Schwarber. I wanted to be the odd man out. I did say Schwarber. I'll admit it. Steph Curry had 49 points. Good bounce back game for Steph. But anyway, excuse me. Yes. So Ohtani wins. Schwarber comes in second. Our boy Juan Soto comes in third. In the AL, Judge over Raleigh. That was a little bit closer in the American League.
Yeah.
And Jose Ramirez came in a distant third from there. But my brother, I know you wanted to speak on that a little bit. What did you think of the results?
Well, we're going to get into the politics real quick. The politics with baseball has been for so many years, and we talk about decades. This season alone, I really, if I didn't feel disgusted, I feel disgusted. And it's not because I'm not a Yankee hater. You know, will always go on record where I took heat from close friends of mine, including my man right here, about Derek Jeter, who I felt at one time was, you know, better than so many baseball players. And I actually sided with Derek, and I took heat as being a Yankee fan, an undercover Yankee fan.
It took some of us a while to get on that train.
No, but Derek was real, and he proved how real he was.
Yes.
This time alone, I have a problem with the fact that Judge won. Judge is not a good hitter in the postseason. He also spent some time injured this season. Why I feel the way I do is just also because baseball, with the sports writers, they are more about picking who they love or who has a clean background in their life. And we're all human beings. People make mistakes, but your job is to vote players on what they did on the field. And I've talked to Seth about this, and we've discussed it, that the politics in baseball has to stop. First of all, you have sports writers that probably never even played a damn sport in their life. They went to college and became sports writers. Okay? They don't know what the grind means or what the grind is with playing or being an athlete. You know?
It's very strange how they vote.
Yes.
Who gets the vote and stuff. I don't know if I agree with you on this one. I mean, I was fighting for Raleigh big time during the season. He plays a tougher position, but Judge played 152 games at a 162.
Yeah.
He won the batting title. He had the most walks in the league. He had the highest base percentage in the league. He had the highest slugging percentage in the league. He did his thing. Now, I know what you mean. In the playoffs, he doesn't perform the same way, and that's been the knock on him. But
for now, MVP 3 years in a row.
But MVP is a regular season award, and
yes, it is.
So for that, I think,
and
I understand. I'm not going to kill them for that.
I shut myself down on that.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I hear you. So and Ohtani on the other side. I mean, I think Schwarber meant more for his team. I feel like the Dodgers would have won anyway, even without Ohtani. But Ohtani was sure did help.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, I don't think the Phillies are anywhere without Schwarber though. But it is what it is, my brother.
Ohtani is a one-time class talent that you know we rarely see in sports alone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we get out of here, when we mentioned at the top of the show, we were talking about the great 27s in sports. And I mentioned Giancarlo Stanton, who has 453 home runs. He will play at least one more season, probably 2 or 3, at least more seasons.
Yes.
So more than likely, he'll get 500 home runs, my brother. Now, speaking of the politics of the game, every guy who's hit 500 home runs has made the Hall of Fame, except for the usual suspects with all the steroid stuff, with the steroid era. So you got everybody who ever hit 500 except Barry Bonds, A-Rod, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez, and Gary Sheffield. Sheffield, in my opinion, he shouldn't even be on that list. But those guys are not in the Hall.
Yes.
Giancarlo has never been found guilty of PEDs, but he's also not on the level of those players.
But people have assumed that he was on.
They have assumed, but he's never failed a test. He's never come out on a report.
Correct.
If he gets to 500, I say he's going to the Hall of Fame. What do you say?
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's something that we did talk about earlier. If Mike Piazza's in the Hall of Fame, okay, and Mike played for my Mets and he went in as a Met, Mike wasn't the greatest catcher, okay, in baseball. But the fact that he had over 500 home runs as a catcher sent him to the Hall of Fame, in my own opinion. And I believe that stat stands accurate.
Well, he had the most home runs by a catcher.
Yeah,
he didn't hit 500, but he had the most by a catcher. He had 427.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, but that
corrected.
But that will get you in. I mean, as a catcher, that gets you in. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, so we agree that Giancarlo gets in. Unfortunately, these other guys who are really some of the greatest names you've ever heard, A-Rod, Barry, Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, they probably never get in. And a lot of it's to do with those writers that you were talking about. That just, for some reason, they just can't. They can't understand that this was the era and the time of the game, and that Barry Bonds wasn't the only guy. The guy who was pitching the ball to him was probably on something too. So, you penalize everybody for that? I don't know.
So let me ask you a question real fast. Do we start asking and requesting the names of the sport writers who get their votes in?
They're out there. The problem is they don't have to share their votes. Some guys do and some guys don't. Some guys, like the Tim Kirchens and the big guys that you see on TV all the time, the guy with the bow tie, I forget his name.
Okay.
Those guys share who they vote for and who they don't, but not all of them do. So that, so that's the thing. But that whole thing is messed up anyway. Why do the writers get to vote?
And let me spin it. Let me spin it again. So the viewers and listeners can understand this. So wait, how I believe the sports, the journalists and all that other stuff, they get Emmys, correct?
They do.
So
they get Pulitzers.
So do we rate them on their Emmys or their awards?
Not us, but somebody does.
Okay, because they seem to be very judgmental. On things.
Well, we know, for example, Barry Bonds. No, none of the writers like them. None of the journalists like them.
But he is one in our era. Barry Bonds was the best baseball player to ever touch the field in our era.
No doubt, no doubt. So I think that's our extra point for today. Good stuff, my brother. Good show today, folks. We touched on a lot of topics. I'll give you the birthdays real quick before we get out of here. Some good ones today. Corey Pavin, golfer extraordinaire, 15 championship titles, U.S. Open win in 95. Your boy Frank Bruno, European boxing champ, celebrates a birthday today. Dr. K, Dwight Gooden, one of our faves. That's like my Uncle Bruce is like the Hispanic Dwight Gooden. I always call him that. Of course, Dr. K, Dwight Gooden, 4-time All-Star, NL Cy Young Award winner, some of the craziest stats you ever seen. Also missed the 86 parade because he was getting high in the Bronx somewhere. So sorry about that. But Doc, we still love you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. And our boy O.C. Umenyiora from those great Giant teams, man. Shout out to O.C. Shout out to O.C. O.C. Justin Tuck. I mean, those guys were balling. Straight hand coming at you. Oh, man. JPP in the house.
Always be a Giant. You guys,
once a Giant, always a Giant.
Like the Mara said, once a Giant, always a Giant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real quick, want to give a shout out to John Center, the number 2 ranked tennis player in the world. He defeated Carlos Alcaraz, who's number 1 player. These two are rivals. He defeated him for the ATP Finals Trophy. And this was their 6th meeting of this year of this. So that's in tennis is the season. And 7-6, 7-5. And now Yannick, of course, assuming he will go back and grab the number 1 spot. So shout out to him. And also to my pop real quick. I guess I can't forget this, but I'm going to talk about it real quick because we forgot to talk about that also. The NBA Cup tournament. I got to go back to Friday, November 14th, when that game, it was a hell of a game to see the Steph Curry
that's
show.
when Steph went off for 49.
Yes.
Yeah, Pop
49 points.
Mhm.
Yes. And it was against San Antonio, against Wembanyama. And my whole highlight of the game wasn't so much Steph, because Steph, doesn't shock us.
I wonder if it's the same.
It was Wemby dunking on Draymond Green and looking down at him saying, "You don't want this."
Yes.
It was one of them dunks of the year.
One day we got to talk about on this show if Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer. We'll talk about that. We'll save that for another show.
Yes.
Guys, thanks for hanging for episode 27. How about the one writer from Boston that did not vote for Jeter? Yeah, things like that. I mean, who wouldn't vote for Jeter? It's ridiculous. Guys, thanks for hanging. Episode 27 is in the books. We did it again. 28 is on the horizon. My brother C Flash, take us out as only you can. Hit it.
As always, everybody, have a blessed week. Stay safe. And as always, think sports. Peace.